kinda deafening fear.
You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you will never see me coming. You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you will never see me
My
coming.
energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place.
You gon' die if you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. K-N-I-F-E, right in your side, you will never see me coming.
The way he took that goal, I think momentum of this game, it was just a brilliant scenario for everyone who loves football.
Yeah.
But for United in particular, it's brilliant that he's a kid of 18. It's just like enthusiastic and real joy to watch playing. It's unbelievable. I really enjoy this, even if I was a bit torn. Let's say.
Much done, Jamie, at that moment.
Yeah, because Fulham had played so well second half. If they were the better team, but that big moment and a substitution where he changed it and he brought Rashford into the middle, and they needed that spark because they lost it a lot when he made the change and he put McTominay on and he put Fernandes out to the right, took Alanga off. It didn't work. They lost so much momentum. Then Fulham started to get into the ascendancy. They were a much better team. It looked like they was going to win it. But you needed that moment, and that's what that young man brought. It was incredible. You know, you also got to credit Christian Eriksen's role in it as well, because now he knows he's got it. Can you set it back perfect weight, but a lovely...
When he passed the ball, he won the ball back. And this is what is being rewarded. This is unbelievable.
In a previous passage of play, he had been knocked off the ball. Did it?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I think that I've that confidence in you to go on about and aggressive, put Fulham on their back. So it's
boy band, do whatever he wants.
The Vamos at the end.
How many want to be in this?
He's in the best boy band. He's just got the world at his feet now.
Yeah. But he's got a few weeks off now. He doesn't.
I mean, there will be a clamour, I'm sure, in his home country where they'll be thinking the week that he's had, if there's no injuries, he's obviously going to miss out. But what a talent. He's got plenty more World Cups and to look forward to.
But it's an interesting, Louis, because here he is. He's just got himself into the team. I think we were a little bit surprised he wasn't starting today when it does get going again in late December.
Yeah, I think when you have that kind of skills, when you have that drive, when you have this, people claiming that he's arrogant, I don't have this problem with players who have this kind of result at the end. And I don't think that is going to be a problem because the actual setup around him is going to improve even more. I think it gave a lot of confidence to the squad again because he's an impact player. Having that kind of players to come on and do such things. Oh yes, I love that.
You see the passes he played in midweek. He played one pass where he picked out McTominay and off either foot, right foot, left foot, travels extremely well. He looks like he's got the full package.
Well, is it not people talking about the discipline, or is it the way that he carries himself now off the field?
All those talks around the player, you know, outside and inside, it's part of it. The main result, it's on the field. The main way to talk is on the field, and I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to focus on how we can impact and how we can improve the team. That's the main things. Of course, always at this age, you could look at Rooney at the start of his career. He was not polished. But he had this fire, and everyone respected that, and I think the same.
All the best players have the rascal gene. Neville's. You want people that the greats have that little bit of devilment about him. Look at sometimes it doesn't always add up, but they just do things differently.
You don't want a team of devils either.
Yes, winners, and that's what this is what he possesses. If you go through the greats in history, most of them have had a little bit of genius and madness.
Let's bring in a bit of magic. Secure Manchester United.
In the end, we're just happy with the 3 points, and I think it was a hard-fought game on the both ends. But we're very pleasing with the 3 points in the end.
How much talent does Alejandro Garnacho have?
Of talent, and obviously he's worked great together with the talent. Make big difference for us coming from the bench. It's not the first time that he makes a big impact for us, so we are really happy for him, and we know that he can give us goals, assists, and pure joy of football.
He can go all the way. Are you seeing signs of that?
Seeing signs of that, not because of his goals or his assists, but the way he comes into the games. Coming from the bench, no one likes to be on the bench. So if you are young, older, doesn't matter. You don't like to be on the bench. So the attitude that he has when he comes off from the bench is being fantastic. He deserves the chances that he's getting, and he's getting his goals, his rewards. So that's what his football is about.
What does that mean to you?
Bruno said about time. I think I've owed a few, so I'm happy to get on. Yeah, it's true. But I've owed a few, and just happy to be on the score sheet. And of course, today in the end, the last game before the World Cup is and the 3 points in the end is lovely. With the loss at Villa, but afterwards it's picked up. And we have the point before in the cup, and like I said, to the World Cup. I mean, I've worked hard to get there, so I'm happy to be gone.
A win because of the break for the World Cup.
Yeah, 3 points anyway, so it was important for us because, as Christian said, we lost the previous game in the league, so for us it was really important to get on the winning track in the league. We did it really hard. Complimentary for Fulham was amazing, great team. They play really well, aggressive off the ball, really well organised, so it was really tough to play against them. We knew it before. 3 points, and that is the most important thing, as I said before. Can't mention a lot about that, I think. I mean, it starts and it's football, no matter where it is. And that's why we're going to the World Cup, because we qualified to a World Cup, and we're just going to play football.
For Premier League players who are heading off to the World Cup and going to be around World Cup players, fans, managers, people who are covering the event, but there is another side to this as well.
We'll have like different way to protect their opinion in some way, because yes, they are footballers. Depending on your position, you have to remain like very cautious. Difficult in terms of condition. It is difficult because you have heard stories, and you need to comment. You need to actually protect the people in any situation, not around football only. And this situation has been very difficult for many people. The ball, we don't understand everything, and that's where I think nowadays there is a problem where there is people who should be like seeing a bit more transparency, like knowing everything about the people. We tend to accept that, and then I think that's really hard on the players, being like at this point in time in terms of society, being asked to represent, to be ambassadors, to be talking, and this is unfair. And
that everybody now focuses on football. It's not.
In his Bruno Fernandes, the problem is we all know it shouldn't be there. Is about to start in a few days, so I think it's a case of if we can make the best of it, it's going to some of the best players in the world are going to be on show. Lots of games for people to watch, but it's obviously not in the correct environment. We all know that. The best example is Cristiano Ronaldo.
You see his work rate, his ambition is as well. I would think this arrogance or confidence. You have that balance, you go far.
It's even more pleasing when the substitutions work really well. Like
the last weeks, we had some good choices, impact, and today as well. And it's great to have that win. Before the game, you asked me, is it even more important, a break? And it is. It was a massive win. It's really important, and I'm really happy with this win.
You said previously he has to improve his attitude, but does he have that, if you like, arrogance that you had a big club as well, in a good way?
It's a big skill he has. Find the balance and don't overacting, but came in, make a big impact, same as Thursday. So really well done.
What's your assessment of your time in charge of Manchester United? So,
of course, more deeper. But I think we have a base. The culture has changed. The mentality has changed, and that's good. And base. But it's always first the platform get a better mentality, and we have now. You see today, I think is the symbol of it. We're dying seconds of the game.
Do you think?
Definitely, together with the fans. You see, we are now, and I said it in the dressing room. We are unity. We are united. The staff, the dressing room, the directors, the whole club, and the fans. There is a togetherness, and I'm really happy with that, development.
And unity for Manchester United. That's for Manchester United moving forward today. They had a good first half, a good start to this game though, Louis, didn't they?
To the maestro Eriksen, and Bruno Fernandes is on his bike. For Bruno Fernandes, I think see United playing.
And as he said, a long-awaited first Manchester United goal for Christian.
Gets a slight deflection, you can see that 2 yards, gets his right arm out, he doesn't score, but and that's what cost them. But they got the 3 points in the end.
Manchester United in 5th place, 3 points outside the top 4. How would you assess that from the first 14 games?
I think some moment was very difficult. He had to manage Cristiano's situation. He had to manage a few situations with the captain of the club. Some guarantees. You can see the kind of approach, the philosophy, the fast forward, the counter-attacking. They managed to actually bring back alive Rashford, Martial. So all those things, it's brilliant. So I feel like they've done really, really well.
Look at that top of the table again. You look at where everyone is. Nobody have thought that Arsenal would be in that position. Man City, everyone imagined it would be top going into the World Cup. 6, Manchester United, maybe
Chelsea
Tottenham.
and 8.
Newcastle are disrupting everything right now. That they're in under Graham Potter, they've got a massive ask to try and get in that top 4.
But for Manchester, obviously, in the way that they got it, is going to put a gloss on things for now. There is that.
I suppose they're about where we see them right now. You know, the fact that they lost last week at Aston Villa, the week before they had a good result against West Ham. I don't think that break's going to be too much of a disappointment for him, so he can make sure that he can keep working with the players that he has at his disposal. For United, yeah, I think they'll be delighted with that so far. It's been a decent start for them.
Tough you saw here in terms of performance, Louis, and effort and fights. Can you be quite confident?
They have shown a lot of courage in the way they play. It's an open game, of course, but I think they're creating chances. The style of play is still composed. Pereira in the midfield give a bit more guarantee. Willan on the side. It's a good side. I think the signing of Palhinha in the midfield, all this is like very reassuring. I think if they keep the same approach, they will get away with this fight relegation, which is like really not what we want for them, because it's a brilliant club. I still have brilliant memories, but I think they've done enough. This is what Silva is looking for, a foundation, and this is done.